Our first lesson this week is on evaluating rational functions. And a rational function, first of all, is simply a function that is a fraction, and typically in that fraction we have a polynomial on top and on bottom. So we have a numerator that's a polynomial and a denominator that's a polynomial. Now that's not always the case. We could say that 1/6 is rational because 1 is a constant and 6 is a constant. But typically when we're dealing with rational functions, which of course just means it's a ratio or a fraction, typically the numerator and denominator both will contain some sort of variable. Say x squared minus 3 over x plus 1 is a typical rational function we might deal with. It is important for us to understand that the denominator cannot equal 0, and so of course we'll talk about that in just a little bit when we talk about restricting the domain. When we evaluate a rational function, what we're doing is simply replacing the x with the value that they give us, just like we have before with polynomial functions. So if they want me to find f of -3, that means I'm taking this expression, which is my rational function, and instead of x, I'm plugging in -3 and then reducing. So 2 over -3 minus 3, I'm going to keep flip change, and then of course I would just reduce to -1/3. F of 0 would be 2 over 0 minus 3, or 2 over -3. Typically we'll put that negative out front. This last one, f of 3, if I plug in 3, I end up with 2 over 0, and so that's undefined. So we would not want to use a value of 3 because that would leave my denominator undefined. Try this one on your own, then press play to see how you did. Similar question here. I actually have an x value on both the numerator and the denominator. If I first find f of -2, that gives me -2 plus 1 over -2 plus 2, which gives me -1 on the top but 0 on the bottom, so that's undefined. So again, -2 would be a value that we would not want to use. F of 0 would be 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 2, which is of course 1/2. And then f of 2 would be 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 2, which is 3/4.